Welcome to the Triggered Podcast.
So, it's been a while since we've done a normal one. It's been a month?
A little less than a month.
Like
2
It
weeks,
was
maybe. Like 3 weeks
ago.
3 weeks, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This guy was in Thailand.
I'm back.
How was it? How was your trip?
It was a lot of fun. A lot of traveling, but it was good.
What
it
were
was
you?
good.
16 hours on a plane, bus? What was it?
I was 16 hours on a plane was the longest I was on a plane. I also was 9 hours on a bus at some point.
Jeez.
And got dropped off in the middle of the Thai forest in the pouring rain at night.
And contrary to popular belief, the Thai forest isn't just like a forest made up of like necks.
It's not just a Thai forest.
No.
What are y'all talking about? Thai forest?
Yeah.
A forest in Thailand.
A forest
Yes.
in Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah. What were you thinking?
I don't know.
Were you
Why
thinking
are
a
we so
forest
close?
of neckties?
Thinking alongside
Scoot
food
over.
or something.
Scoot up that way.
Are we uneven?
You can.
No, we're good. We're good.
Alright, we have a
Oh.
video set up,
We totally could have done this before, but
and so we're adjusting. Alright, so it's June 8th, 2017, guys.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
What does that mean?
It means it's the NBA Finals time.
You had a birthday over the break also.
Oh,
It's my
yeah.
birthday. I turned 21.
Yeah, and you wished yourself happy birthday on the trigger.
I did.
Uh,
Yes.
triggered.
Yes. I'm not. Yeah. I mean, y'all weren't gonna do it.
We figured that out yesterday.
So
We figured that out yesterday or Tuesday. We were like, he's like, did you say that? I was like, I didn't say that. So
I mean, it was a easy way to promote the
Your birthday?
podcast. No, the podcast.
you said it from the podcast page.
Yeah, I did. From the podcast.
But-
So it would be spread out. People would know. Oh, Shiloh is a member of the Triggered Podcast.
Because that wasn't totally obvious beforehand.
How many people do you think were looking up Shiloh's birthday?
They could like develop a personal relationship with me.
Okay.
They can develop. They're like developing.
That's fine.
Like-
We've been on Shiloh all day today, and
I
we're not
know.
sure why.
My gosh, I'm bullying.
That time was David, though.
That was me. Yeah. Anyway,
Whatever. All right, so it's the NBA Finals,
Yeah.
and so
almost.
the Cavs. It's almost here and done already.
Yeah.
It started last Thursday, and it's basically going to be done tomorrow.
Oh, come on now. Maybe.
Maybe.
Come on.
It's
All right.
100% chance.
Listen.
All right, they're
100.
down. Cavs are down 3-0. Basically, LeBron's are down 3-0 to the Warriors. So,
I
what
talked
are
about
y'all
this. I
thoughts?
talked about this last night on Twitter with some people from my personal account. People saying like you just implied that LeBron
No.
doesn't have help. He has help,
Yes, he has help.
but not enough to beat this team.
Yeah.
Which nobody has.
Nobody
enough.
in the world, in the
And-
history of lands,
Admit it.
can beat
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Can beat this Warriors team.
Admittedly, I did have the Cavs winning, but that's because I didn't think like this Warriors team would still be just.
Hey, I said Warriors sweep.
You did. I just
Oh.
don't. I don't think. I think it'll be 5 games. I don't think it'll be a sweep.
Nah,
I mean, if you look at it, game one, they kept it close for the first half. At the end of the first half, it was an 8-point game. Second game, they kept it close through 3 quarters. This last game, they kept it close for, 3 quarters and like 3 quarters of the fourth quarter. So
yeah. No.
yeah, they're good. They're getting better. They're getting better. They're just
It's kind of too late for this.
Can you have a quarter of a quarter?
yes. It's like all right. So it's a 12-minute quarter. So a quarter of a quarter would be 3 minutes.
Fraction wise, what would that be?
25%
No.
of the game.
What would 25% of 25% be?
A fourth of a fourth would be an
Yeah.
eighth. Would be like 12.5%.
There you go.
Wait,
I don't know.
that'd be a half. no,
All
that'd
I
be a half.
know.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so yeah, LeBron does have help, yes, but I don't know how to say this. Yeah, they have help, but that's not gonna do anything.
Oh.
That's not
And
gonna
he-
win
He
a
has some help,
championship.
but Tristan Thompson is literally not doing
Yeah,
anything.
Tristan Thompson's garbage. Darren Williams is garbage. Darren Williams hasn't scored.
Why would you? He hadn't.
Kyle Korver.
He's averaged 20 minutes a game.
Kyle Korver has
He's-
one purpose of being in the NBA, and he's not doing it.
He
He's
missed the clutch. He missed the reason why. Like he missed the clutch shot last night. To
Which
like
it was a good pass by
Yeah.
LeBron. It was a good play.
people wanted him to shoot in triple team coverage, but
Jordan had
Korver was
Paxson.
yeah.
Jordan had Kerr.
But yeah, I don't know. Like this is
I'm just tired of the arguments of like LeBron doesn't have help, all this stuff. Because if you look at that team and you think that team
But
he
to
doesn't
have
have help,
to have two
Okay, but
two starters who literally aren't doing it. Like J.R. Smith isn't doing anything, and like J.R. Smith had a pretty okay game 3, like okay, but Thompson has not had a single good game. So like
3 rebounds.
to have 2 of your starters not producing at all,
See,
that's bad.
it's relatively, I don't want to say normal, but like it's not unheard of to do that on the championship. Only reason we're saying this is because of the Warriors team.
But like
Any other year,
even the Mavs, who weren't a super team, Kidd would always produce, at least defensively. He'd get his assist. Our starting Deshaun Stevenson would get you about like 11, 12 points a game and play really good defense. Sean Marion, 10, 12 points a game, play really good defense. And Chandler, all those guys came in and did their role every game. Like Thompson has not done a thing all series. Or Williams or Korver.
I just think it's like
or JR.
ridiculous to say that he doesn't have help. It's just because the time we're in right now. Any other year, except last year, this Cavs team would be the best team in the league, and it probably wouldn't be close. Like that team's good. It's just the team they're against that, in comparison, no, they don't have enough talent to beat them, even with arguably the greatest player ever. Depending on who you ask.
Like, look at their just pickups like this past year. Like, all right, Warriors, they got KD, Cavs got Korver and Darren Williams. So,
but hey, Korver was a huge deal. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Why? Oh, so I remember that. I was dying because people were like, oh, he's getting Kyle Korver. How much help does he need? I'm like, come on now. Okay, yeah. So
Korver was an all-star a few years ago.
Yeah, which is weird. What was I gonna say?
Oh, him and Darren Williams were teammates once.
I just don't need people. I just don't need people to say these 2 statements. LeBron lost this series, and KD is the best player in the league now.
Both of those are not true.
I don't think either of those will be said, honestly. I mean, obviously you'll hear
the KD one's being said right now.
Everywhere.
And Jason Whitlock, I'm just calling you out.
I want to call him out every day.
he blamed the loss last night on LeBron.
No, everybody's blaming LeBron, and everybody thinks KD's the best player in the league now. Which KD's the second best.
I'd say saying everybody's a little far. I mean, obviously there's going to be people because people just don't like LeBron. I'm not crazy about him.
Well, one thing I don't get, like a criticism that's getting on LeBron, is people are blaming like Tristan Thompson's poor play and Darren Williams' poor play and like Korver's poor play. They're blaming it on GM LeBron, saying, well, LeBron built this team, so he can't complain that he doesn't have help. And I really just don't understand that argument.
What does that like mean exactly? Like, I don't.
It's like LeBron built this team, so he can't complain about it. So he can't like say, "Oh, I don't have help because he built it." Like, I don't get that argument at all either. Like, yeah, he built these, he like got these players together, but that doesn't excuse them not, playing in the finals, performing to their contract.
And again, it's just, I think every argument they're going to make against the Cavs can go point directly to the team they're playing.
Yeah.
Of probably the best, I mean, old heads will hate it, probably the best team in history.
Yeah, the old heads need to, no.
I mean,
I was talking to y'all about this. Julius Irving. Yeah, go ahead. What?
Like, if you look back, probably the last tandem that was this great was Kobe Shaq. But Shaq wasn't really yet in his prime for the majority of that tandem.
I think Kobe was
at like near the end, but like the first 2 championships, that was Shaq. Like the third one, Kobe, I think averaged like 27 a game in that one, but
it was mainly Shaq. Shaq was the prime scorer.
This is the first time we've had 2 like MVP candidates together.
Could you argue that?
And as long as I know,
Kobe didn't win any championships in his prime, like in his prime. I feel like
the 2 are in his prime.
I feel like you can make a genuine.
I don't know.
Because like
I think his prime was 2008, 2010, like
2-year prime.
Oh, you know what I mean. Like it was
kind of started there.
It was 2007, 2010.
Yeah. The year he averaged 35 a game was the year after Shaq left, or 2 years after that, where they either barely made the playoffs or didn't. I forget, but so like in that I would consider his prime, where he was at like his peak Kobe powers.
And something you're going to hear if the Cavs get swept is you're gonna be like, oh, LeBron's, I think this would be the case, the only player to get swept twice in the finals.
Magic got swept twice.
In the finals?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
pretty sure.
You hear the first player since then to be swept in the finals, and like,
I mean,
when you go so many times,
at its base level, yeah, that's true and kind of not really fair, but it's like, again, the team he is playing is otherworldly of talent, like top 4 of the top, I think, 15 players, You could say top
Another,
20
another
for the top
series
20.
he got swept was when he was 22 playing best power forward in NBA history. Tim
Yeah,
Duncan.
for sure.
And at the time, I would argue
Parker.
Tim Duncan wasn't even the best player on the team.
Yeah.
Parker, who was like a
So
top 2, top 3 point guard
And
at the
I
Manu
think-
was Manu.
honestly, I think LeBron, like the whole competition thing, like MJ faced better competition in the finals. Like I don't think so. I was like,
Oh no,
I was thinking,
there's
I was
no
like,
way.
you can make. I think the argument is, I think you could say 6 of the 8 finals teams LeBron has played, are all better than
Any of the
MJ's.
teams.
I will say, in my opinion, though, his road to the finals significantly easier.
Oh yeah,
Road
I don't know
to
about
road,
significantly,
well,
but a
road
little
to the
easier.
finals.
maybe.
All
a few years
I
ago,
mean, look at the
those
East.
Pacers
MJ
teams
had-
and those Bulls teams.
Okay, but
Yeah.
look at the East in
Like this year, yeah.
This year, yes.
Not even just this year.
And
like
last
in-
year. This year and
This year
last,
and last
year.
year.
Really,
Basically-
besides that, though.
Basically, in our lifetime, the East has been like
Yeah, but there's
No,
always
no,
been...
It was just the last 2 years.
There's always been another dog to, like, compete with him.
Pacers were
okay,
great.
It's one of those teams where like, oh, this team could compete, but you know they're not going to compete. I don't
Pacers
think
almost went to the finals.
Yeah,
that
Pacers,
one year. They should have
Celtics.
won.
that 1 year. Okay,
Pacers,
but
Yeah,
I'm saying,
Pacers should
Celtics,
have won the
Bulls.
1 year. Bulls should have won one of the years. Yeah,
okay, I'm not saying like. Okay,
it's a little
was-
easier than MJ's road. Yes,
I think it was significantly easier.
I don't
MJ
know.
had a little easy road too. He had the Knicks.
So you're
and
saying,
then-
Michael Jordan cruised all of his championships.
not Cruz.
I mean, that's what you're implying.
I'm not saying he just
Because you said
cruised every
every
year.
team he played was worse than teams LeBron had played
in the finals.
in the finals. And you're saying maybe his team's
MJ's
the worst
MJ's
road to the
competition.
finals.
MJ's competition was way easier than LeBron's finals competitions.
In the finals,
I don't know
in
about the
finals, I
East
can see.
playoffs. I haven't done that much research, but I'm just talking about the finals.
In the finals, okay, I can.
You
can
could
get
say,
behind that, I guess.
like, I think of the best competition MJ played in the finals was obviously Stockton and Malone. And I would say those are better than, what was it?
The Stockton Malone.
I would say better than the Mavs. Just overall. Like, come on now. Come on. Stop.
All right, whatever. About the same.
Yes.
About the same. Whatever.
Dirk was amazing, but I'm saying, like, Malone
Yeah.
Stockton was better than that team, and
Well, about the same.
okay,
I won't say
about the
better.
same, and what was the other one?
Thunder.
Thunder, yeah, Thunder. I always forget about them. But yeah,
I think everyone does.
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
the 3 Spurs teams he's played.
That's crazy how 6 of the 8 teams have been 2 teams.
Yeah.
The
Played
East and the
Spurs
West has
3.
been won by 2 teams.
There's
Something
been,
like that, isn't it?
Wait, what are you saying?
what? There's been more
There was
parity
something
in
that
this
Bleacher
decade.
Report put that like the West is 1 in Texas, and it showed like the Mavericks.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Lakers, Warriors, Spurs, Mavs.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was California and Texas teams. And
But-
yeah,
At least it's like growing parity wise in this decade.
Next decade.
next
That-
decade.
that's when the parity
No,
starts.
it'll-
The Shiloh, the same player has been in the finals for 8 years.
The parity in this league has, like, it's been the best it's ever been in this
Yeah.
decade.
Honestly,
No.
There's been like 6 championships by different teams this year.
Okay, it's different
Two of
teams.
them are
Mavs, what was it? Mavs, Spurs,
Lakers.
Heat,
Lakers in 2010.
Cavs. Yeah, Lakers. That's six different teams.
Strongly disagree.
6 teams in 8 years.
That's one side of that, though. The other side is like, okay, whoever LeBron's on is going to be. The same
That's
player
just-
has made it 8 years.
I
There's
mean,
just
I don't-
distinct lack
It's
of
like a
parity.
different parity. I don't know.
The last time there's been that many teams that have won a championship in a decade was the 70s, where you had like the Bullets and the Celtics won 2. But it was like just every year was like the Bucks won. Like,
I
yeah,
mean,
we haven't seen like this many teams win a championship since the 70s.
Is this? We might see the first decade. The Celtics haven't won one, right?
No, the Celtics didn't win one in the 90s.
Okay.
But they won one in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this will be the second decade the Celtics. Maybe.
Most likely.
Most likely.
Unless LeBron gets bored and wants to start acting.
No, but so that's another big talk is like if LeBron gets swept, does he just party up with the Banana Boat Bros in LA and just enjoy the last couple years just chasing Kareem's records and not really worrying about the finals?
Really, like, if you were him, I mean, do you really care about, like, obviously you care about championships, but you're 32, I mean, is he really chasing championships at this point? Do you, I mean, he is, clearly. He's building these great teams, but, like, do you think, like, it should be a burden to him anymore. Like
it's funny though because he's too talented enough to not go to the finals every year if he's in the East.
Yeah.
Like if he's in the West and he has to play the Warriors, obviously, he'll get to the Western Conference Finals. But like he's still at the talent level where he should expect to like go to the finals every year.
I don't know why.
If he goes to the West, only way he goes to the West if he goes to the Warriors. That's the only way.
Stop it.
Why can't that happen? It could happen.
No.
But what
No,
I'm
it
saying,
can't.
hey, okay, whatever. Okay, I think he's just gonna stay and recruit people to come to him because if he has to start over again to another team, the chemistry is 0%. It's just like
if he goes West, it's just he gives it up. He's just there to have fun.
Like
Goes to the Spurs.
Score.
I mean, cool. Kawhi and LeBron. I don't know.
I just feel like the next few years until KD slows down, LeBron's closer to retiring. I think it's gonna be a pretty.
We've talked about it before, but we've both agreed we don't think Steph's gonna have a super long peak.
Oh yeah,
KD,
he's already like 31, 30.
Steph
29.
Or 29.
28 maybe.
Yeah. But it's the ankle injury.
Yeah, the ankle injury and just the way he's there's only been a handful of guards that have played 20 years in the league.
What are you saying that Steph won't last long?
His peak won't be that long. Like his decline will probably start at around 32, 33.
Warriors would still.
Yeah, but
they'd be fine.
They'd be
also,
fine.
KD, he's all his injuries.
Yeah, so injuries is the only way they will not win
and
championships.
Draymond is going to be one of those players, kind of like Andrew Bynum, where you're going to look back and be like, what happened to Draymond? I feel like, he's not as, I was going to say he's not as crazy as Bynum, but he might be. I just feel like the next few years,
I think he's smarter than Bynum.
It's easy to overreact right now and say the Warriors are going to win the next 8, but there's a reason why that's only happened once. And so, you could say they're going to make the next 3 or 4, but someone always comes up to stop the next team.
But there's also never been 4 of the top 20 players on.
Yeah.
I just think the next 3 to 4 years are going to be, I don't want to say boring because this regular season was entertaining enough, but you always had in the back of your head it's going to be the Warriors and the Cavs and then whichever side you were on that. It kind of, I don't want to say pointless or boring, but the next 2 or 3 years
it doesn't
to 4 are going to be pointless or boring. You can be like, I'll cheer you, be like, oh, it doesn't have to be that way. But, it's going to be Warriors and LeBron's team. And Warriors are probably, that. You keep, you're being optimistic, but
we'll see.
It's, obviously you hope the season's entertaining, and you hope to have a more entertaining finals than what we're seeing right now.
It's entertaining. I'm enjoying it.
It's entertaining, but it's only 4 games.
Maybe. We'll see. All right, but so what could the Cavs do to if they get swept?
They've made some
everyone's mistakes. Thompson signed up for the next 3 or 4 years. JR signed up for the next 3 or 4 years.
Last year, I was so on board of just getting rid of Kevin Love or something to get something back because he's great. He's a great player, but he doesn't fit with that team. It just doesn't fit. And I feel like we could have got a more wing scorer type of player. The Tristan Thompson contract was horrible. What was it, $15 million a year?
Oh no, it's 18.
18 mil for 5 years. I was like, no, we could have signed. They could have signed so much.
And JR's got signed for 17 mil.
Yeah,
over 3 years.
They got too happy last year. They're like, oh yeah, give contracts.
LeBron telling them to sign those players.
I don't know.
LeBron got Tristan that contract.
I think
basically
Kevin Love would work if they had a more dominance. If they slowed down the pace and they had a dominance. If they just slowed everything down.
They should have traded him for Dirk last year.
That was
players,
never happening.
That should have.
Of those players that they have that they need to get rid of, if they get rid of Kevin Love, that's the worst. If you're gonna get rid of anyone, get rid of Tristan Thompson. Get an Enes Kanter or something. I don't know. That's the same player basically.
Get rid of Kevin Love to bring somebody in. That's what I'm saying.
Here's
Paul George,
a potential.
Jimmy Butler.
Paul George is a free agent, not this summer, but the next one.
Paul George isn't going to Cleveland.
What if Paul George just goes up straight to Larry
Something's
Bird?
Gonna happen.
And no, not Larry Bird because he doesn't work there anymore. But he goes up to the Pacers front office and says, "I'm leaving, so trade me for something." And Cleveland says, "We'll give you Kevin Love, just straight up, and maybe a future first or a first this year." Pacers, you kind of have to do it. And so,
You don't have to.
Then like LeBron can slide down to the 4. You got Paul George at the 3.
Because I think they
Well,
need
would that
be
another
better?
scorer.
Okay, Paul George is, if I'm correct, he's pretty ball dominant as well. I mean, you can say obviously LeBron is better than Paul George, but that doesn't mean it'll work just because it's LeBron.
And
You
then
need
like
a player that can play
off ball.
off ball. Like
Another
you need that.
Another thought that was like thrown around is like Carmelo asking the Knicks to just buy out his contract and then signing for
It's the
a
same
super like mid
That'd
deal.
be interesting.
Melo does play off ball during the
If
Olympics.
he does,
and that's like
That's
best
fair.
Melo.
That's fair.
If he signs a low contract, yes. I
It's
think
just
that'd be interesting.
I think Kevin Love works. I mean, I think you can always be like, man, I wish I had something better. Obviously, except LeBron, you can always be like, man, I want something better. But like, that is
Yeah, I think they just need. You can't play fast against the Warriors. Basically, I think they just need to. Like last year, they had Mozgov, they had Varejao for a little bit, and Thompson, but they really slowed it down.
Yeah.
Half court, 1-on-1.
they can't score if
LeBron
they don't have
had-
the ball.
Yeah, so I don't know why they went away from that.
And
Because
if
Love can score 1-on-1, Kyrie
Like-
can score 1-on-1. They can all score. They just need to change the way they play so that pieces can fit better.
if you're the Warriors and I'm the Cavs, for example, and you score in 5 seconds, and then I go down and try to score in 5 seconds, you're gonna go do the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're up by 4 instead of 2, or and there's a lot more time for you to score because you were clearly the better offensive team. I don't think anyone can argue that. But like if I'm the Cavs and I just really slow it down, you use like 20 seconds of the shot clock, 23 if you're amazing, you're gonna slow that team down. They're not gonna have the ball to score.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really what you need to do. I mean, I really think Kevin Love is a good piece for that team. I'm not intentionally trying to like tear down that idea because I see where you're coming from. It's just I think the pieces around like the Tristan Thompsons.
My idea
Okay.
was because like
I see
to
what you're
me
saying.
it was a scorer. I don't see Kevin Love as like an ISO type of guy.
I don't
Like,
think they need a
They
the
don't need an
Warriors.
ISO.
The Warriors
LeBron's that
Kevin
guy.
Love. The Warriors Kevin Love is Klay Thompson. Like offensively, is Klay Thompson. So I'm just like looking over there like Klay Thompson. Well, the Cavs need to have Paul George. So like yeah, it's just
So you're saying you want a player who can do what Kevin Love does, but can also ISO if needed.
yeah like
I
go
mean,
out there and score 20,
I think
25 points.
That
Like,
guy's Kyrie Irving. And
yeah,
you don't really
but you need
I don't
three
think you
to
need
beat
three.
the Warriors.
Well, you're not beating the Warriors.
Well, then why are we having this argument? I don't know.
You're not beating the Warriors, but
Yeah,
like
I know, but it's literally if you're not LeBron or the Warriors, rebuild for the 20s. There's no reason. Yeah,
well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why the Celtics
if you're
kept their picks.
wait, if you're
that's why I'm kind of hopping on their.
if you're
Celtics bandwagon.
rebuilding for the 20s, but you're not competing, then you're always like constantly bad.
Yeah,
Where are the good players going to go?
what do you mean? What do you mean?
Like where are the Isaiah Thomas? If you're rebuilding, it's
They
like,
all go to the two teams.
you sound insane
That'd
right
be
now.
interesting. That'd be interesting. But what
No.
I'm saying, like, especially for the Mavs,
There's not nearly
teams like the
enough
Mavs,
players.
the Suns, like, there's no reason to be an 8 or like 6 through 8 seed.
See,
I don't
Okay,
know. I
that
think
I
the Mavs
agree.
would give the Warriors a bit of a run.
Stop! Oh my
Like,
gosh!
Nerlens Noel could guard Kevin
Leave.
Durant.
Leave.
Seth versus
No.
Steph. Harrison Barnes versus Clay. Dirk versus Drake. I think we could take them.
Who's guarding KD?
Nerlens.
What?
Yes. Nerlens is one of the best defensive players in the NBA.
Wow.
I don't even know. So yeah, it's
Nerlens,
like
show that man up.
it's an interesting time in the NBA.
I think if you're a bottom seed, obviously don't be like we're gonna compete and we're gonna do this. Or if you're a team that could tank and be okay with tanking, like the Mavs this last year, just tank.
No
Don't
more tanking.
be like we're gonna make the
Eighth
8th
seed bound.
seed and we're gonna get
That's me.
eliminated
No, love
in
it.
4 games. It's like no.
Nope. We're
That's
gonna
why
steal a
okay,
game.
I mentioned this to them in that group chat we have that we've talked about 800 times. I feel an argument could be made that Cuban and Donnie have, for the Mavs owner and GM, they built their great teams in the early 2000s, Josh Howard, all those guys. Since the championship season, you could argue either way with it, but I feel you could say they've took a step down. Not like literally like they're not.
How long have they been like? What is it? They've been like the GM and stuff since like 02, 01 ish, whatever.
2000.
Whatever.
It's been like 17
I've
years.
actually thought like they've always been kind of bad. They never surrounded Dirk with like
Well, yeah.
they didn't sign Nash. They didn't sign Tyson Chandler.
Well, no, okay. In the defense of Nash wasn't like Nash just yet. He wasn't
Was.
like he was Nash,
He
obviously.
literally won the next 2 MVPs.
Well, yeah, because he wasn't that.
I know what you're saying.
Thank you.
But
He could have been our Nash.
Yes, he could have been, but that's hindsight.
But I'm saying they
Dude.
always whiff. But yeah, especially after the championship season, we just all lost motivation. They just lost motivation. And
No, they had too much motivation, is what I think. It's like they're like, oh, well, we can do it with Dirk, but like Dirk.
they had changed their philosophy of team building after the championship run, and they're starting to change it back again
I
now.
hope. I really
Well,
hope.
they are. I mean,
Yeah.
we got Nerlens, Harrison, so whatever we do in the draft will really show like how we're like building now. But there was that 4 or 5 year stretch where they didn't look like they knew. They didn't.
Which has been the last 4
They
or 5
didn't really
years.
have like a vision that you could see. They were kind of just throwing their hands at
Yeah.
whatever free agent.
And I'm not
there was.
saying fired Donnie, protest Cuban. I'm not like
Mhm.
because I mean they did build really good teams in the early.
I mean, yeah, they took one of the worst franchises in the NBA in the
Yeah.
'90s and
they
built
were
it to-
successful.
Yeah,
Like in a business sense, very successful in a business sense. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like I'm just saying in terms of team building, they are not the best at the moment.
yeah. I
'Cause
mean,
they-
we'll have to see what happens though. 'cause
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
We're not going to compete for 3 or 4 years.
If
Um,
after Dirk leaves, and we're still whiffing on these free agents and not making trades, because when you're rebuilding, you have to take risks.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're just still doing like we used to do, when we're like, our risks are trying to sign free agents.
Or Lamar Odom.
Or
Lamar
Lamar-
Odom was a risk.
Oh gosh,
That
Rondo.
was terrible.
Even Rondo didn't seem like a risk when we were doing it. It seemed like
Yeah,
like,
that was really
obvious.
good. I thought.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
I thought it was
I
really
didn't
good.
want to give up Crowder.
I didn't want to get it up right.
Crowder or Wright. Honestly, we wasted a chance for a run that year with Jameer Nelson.
A good like second round playoff run.
We could have won it all.
What year was that?
2014,
13, 14.
15,
It
14.
wasn't 15.
It
Wait,
was 14.
was that the year we pushed the Spurs to 7? In the first
No,
round?
that was the year before.
Oh, okay.
That was a good series. But yeah, like if we kind of segue from rebuilding into the draft, which is 2 weeks away.
It's
Yeah.
on June 22nd.
2 weeks from today.
Oh wow, exactly 2 weeks away. And so, you heard about Markelle Fultz not working out for any teams other than the Celtics. You heard Lonzo wasn't going to, but I don't know what happened with that. You heard complete BS reports that the Lakers weren't sold on Lonzo
Yeah,
Ball.
I saw that report. I was like, wait, what?
The top two are, I would say, set in stone.
Yeah.
Bullets and Ball, yeah.
Who is third if they keep the pick? Because
76ers.
yeah. Who?
Oh, who?
Yeah,
who,
sorry, I didn't word that right.
If the 76ers keep their pick,
Or if they trade it, like what? Okay, what is your prediction for the third pick?
I mean,
essentially,
unlike my big board, Josh Jackson.
how big is your board?
I really only go to like 20 players.
Like, is it like 5 by 10?
About the size of my hand.
Okay.
So, comparison's sake, there's David's face.
Yeah. Big
Okay.
head. I have a giant. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So like big board, I would say Josh Jackson, but
Logistically,
it just depends because De'Aaron Fox is also up there. So if you need a point guard, it's Fox. You don't reach for a big man at that point, but
really, I mean, the more I think about it,
Did the 76ers have a point guard?
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, he's gonna play point guard. The more I think
He's
about it,
gonna be a point guard, really.
yeah, the more I
Yeah.
think about it, like kind of like Giannis, listed as small forward. Anyway, the more I think about it, like because you mentioned how they're interested in trading the pick, and at first I was kind of like, why would that make sense? But the more I think about it, it makes perfect sense because like you don't want to reach for Josh. It wouldn't be a reach. It'd be almost a wasted pick to get Josh Jackson there.
Yeah, because he's not a shooter, and
Yeah, and you have Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
and Dario.
this doesn't fit. I mean, if I was 76ers actually drafting, I'd be down
Yeah.
Fox.
I mean, Fox
Fox isn't a shooter.
Fox
and
isn't a shooter, and you have a playmaker in Ben
mean-
Simmons. Like
So really, like the perfect pick for me, has always been Malik Monk. So
me too.
I just think they're gonna
And that's
trade
kind
down.
of a reach for Malik Monk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not gonna draft Monk at 3, so why draft him at 3 when you just trade down?
Because we've
get
seen him
another
falling
piece.
like in mock drafts to like 9. So like getting him at 3 is even if he produces, it's gonna be like you got him at 3.
Yeah.
And so like yeah, I think he could really trade down. And I've seen a lot of like ideas thrown out of the Mavs trading.
Trading up to like the 5th or the 3rd, or
Yeah.
trading and somehow like acquiring another pick and
Yeah.
packaging the 9th.
A
and
lot
the
of
12th.
what you've seen is
Yeah.
Wes. Sometimes Powell's involved, sometimes he's not. For Detroit's 12th pick, which they need, I guess they want an older win now kind of guy. Don't know why. And a lot you've seen Wes Matthews put in there a lot, and it kind of makes sense. But I mean, if you're them, if I was them, I'd want to get younger. I'd want a 30-year-old Achilles injury, pretty large-ish contract.
Yeah, and I love Wes, but
I hate him.
he's 30 and has an Achilles injury.
Is that like a
And has a
real
huge
report
contract.
that the 76ers want Wes Matthews?
Not the 70s,
It's my
Pistons.
report.
Pistons?
You can take that however. I'm reporting
Well,
it
the
everywhere.
Pistons said they want a win
vet-
now
Veteran wing.
veteran wing.
Yeah.
That's
And what are they going to give up? Their pick? Or
they could.
The pick, Stanley Johnson.
throw Wes?
Yeah, that's what we're
Yeah.
like. And then package 12 and 9 to move up to 5 for the Kings, and it's kind of argued is Darren Fox is worth it. Maybe is Darren Fox, Dennis Smith Jr. or Frank Ntilikina worth trading up? I mean,
I think you need.
Yes.
I think we need a point guard in this draft.
simple question
So-
or simple answer: yes. We need a point guard. The last player I would be okay taking is Lauri Markkanen. Don't really want him all that much, but I'd be fine with it.
Dirk doesn't even want him.
Yeah,
apparently.
Dirk doesn't want him.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, I don't think that's the direction we're going in the
Yeah,
draft.
he was like, he's a good kid, but I don't think that's where we're going.
It's almost like Frank is going to the Mavs, basically. Like, every report has been
Yeah,
saying
if we
that.
stay at number 9, it'll be Frank.
Which is most
But-
likely going to happen.
If we move up to 5 or 3,
Get
De'Aaron
Dennis
Fox.
Or
Dennis could be there at 9.
I'm not super high on Dennis Smith anymore.
I'm pretty high on him.
Just the ACL injury, inconsistent shooter. I mean, Fox can't shoot at all, but I don't know.
I'm just not high on this draft.
Wow.
I don't know how. I do
Draft
not
is
know how.
pretty loaded. Like, the first 10 players are going to be starters. Like, that doesn't happen. The first 10 players picked will be starters. Day 1.
I don't know what day 1.
I don't
Day
know.
1.
What is your
I
rebuttal?
have
to
no
that?
idea.
Shiloh just doesn't know.
So your argument to this draft class isn't good as I don't know? All right. Well, I mean,
They're not like all stars, is what I'm saying. They're like
well, no.
like they're gonna be like you're saying they're gonna be all starters.
Yeah.
Cool.
Starters
but they're gonna be
isn't
the
a
worst starter on each team, and they're not gonna
Maybe.
like climax on.
I mean, Lonzo will probably be the best player for the Lakers immediately.
Oh yeah. Ball and Fultz are completely different.
And whoever
But,
goes to
like,
the Magic,
after,
Jason Tatum with the Magic would be the best player they have.
We're not saying these are all going to be superstar
yeah,
players.
it's nothing
Yeah.
like it's like there. It's average. That's
It's
what I'm saying.
absolutely not average.
Well,
I mean-
we'll see.
As rookies, I'm not expecting like 10 All-Stars. I just want like 10 starters.
yeah,
yeah.
I think like
And I think there's a potential to have like 3 or 4 All-Stars
Dunn
from this
start?
draft. No. Chris Dunn did not start.
might have wound up being a bust.
He started a few games, and that was only when Rubio was injured.
He couldn't start over Rubio. That's so sad.
I mean,
Aw.
I think I don't know what happened there, but Dunn's good defensively. I think he fits them better than Rubio. Talking about the Timberwolves.
Anyone fits anyone better than Rubio.
Mavs might get
Rubio's
Rubio.
an awkward
Don't you
player.
dare say. Don't you put that evil on me,
I
Ricky
don't.
Bobby.
I don't want that to happen, but
Rubio's awkward.
He's awkward.
Yeah, just as a player. Can I have my own opinion?
no.
I was hoping you would expand upon that.
I don't have it.
Okay.
All right. What's next?
So we
Jeez.
were talking about like the Cavs run to the playoffs and how easy it was, but can we talk about like how easy the West or the Warriors run
Well, it's
was?
because they're the Warriors.
No, it was
Yeah,
the
it's pretty easy.
Trailblazers without Joseph Nurkic. Without Joseph Nurkic, the Trailblazers were like a 30-win team. All right, and then they went to Utah. Utah, I'll give them full credit for, except that Gobert was out the first game
And wasn't
and-
Hayward out?
and Hayward
Couple
was out,
games,
so
yeah.
I can't even give them full credit for that. And then
Kawhi was out.
oh, was George Hill? Did George Hill even play? Like,
Mm.
I think he was out a couple games too. And then Zaza broke Kawhi's ankle. So the Warriors had a very easy run also. I don't know why you
Yeah.
look very mad right now.
He just
I'm not gonna
doesn't
put it in
just
this one
doesn't
again.
Like easiness.
So
No, I just
but like so
I don't understand
if-
the point of taking away from a team that is just historically going to be.
Well, but
one
all
of
right,
the
so
best.
let me draw it back to where
Was
I
it
was going.
hard?
We're not taking it
Absolutely
away.
not.
It's
You are
impressive.
You're saying it was easy.
All right. So if they go 16
was
and
easy
0,
because
For a
of the
different
team.
team, it'd been they would have lost 2 or 3 games. That's what I'm saying.
if
they still would have won.
They might sweep all the way through.
Yeah, if they go
that's what I'm saying.
if they go 16 and
it's
0,
because of the team, not because of the competition.
Yes, if it was a normal team,
That's what I'm saying.
they would have lost 2 or 3 teams.
And I
but
said
they're not
that,
a
and y'all were
normal-
both like, I don't know, and then y'all just
we're
listed
on
all this stuff
different-
off.
No, we're on different
so
atmospheres.
if they go 16 and 0, was it the most impressive postseason run of all time? Even more than like the Shaq Lakers who went 16 and 1.
Hey, they lost
Or-
one game.
It's impressive how they are just sweeping. Like they're not messing around.
That's not even close.
With the team. Yeah, they're winning every game by like 20. Like the average
So boring.
average margin has been it was 15 before they played the Cavs. So it's worse now. So it's back to what I was saying, a normal team would have lost 2 or 3 games, but the Warriors are not normal at all. So that's why they're just sweeping, and not just sweeping, they're murdering these teams. That's why that's crazy. I've never seen anything like this. I've only been around for 21 years, but I'm in those 21 years, it's crazy. The Kobe, Shaq 15 and 1 or 16 and 1 Lakers teams, they weren't winning every game by 15 or anything. They were just winning, so I don't even. It's a weird argument.
Yeah, but winning against teams who weren't as injured as the ones the Warriors were playing against.
That's what I was commenting on, not you specifically. I know we've been on you all day, but
So
that one wasn't.
It's easily the most dominant run in NBA postseason history, but is it the most impressive? I won't say that yet. I'll have to let it sink in.
The most impressive is Dirk.
I think
2011.
I was gonna say. I
Easy.
think the most. I think the
Sweep the defending
Yeah,
champs.
it's nothing.
Take down the young Thunders.
Yeah.
And then the first year of the Big Three.
Think about it.
Smacked them.
Kobe, Kevin Durant, LeBron, and who they play in the first round? Aldridge,
Brandon Roy.
But it was prime Kobe. It was back-to-back champion.
Yeah.
Lakers, and then KD wasn't he was.
They
he was
could have done
still
some
a star.
damage.
Yeah, he
KD was the leading scorer in the NBA at the time.
So he was
And Russ and Harden.
still, they Harden,
Ibaka.
all that team, and then LeBron's team.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
so that's easily the most impressive run by far. You had a great team to beat every round.
more impressive runs are the ones you don't expect, as corny as that sounds.
Mhm.
I mean, everyone expected the Warriors to.
Yeah, people remember Iverson's run in 01 to get to the finals and kids teams going in 02 and 03.
07 Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Which
just
the more
a
you
good
look
thing
at
the Mavs
that,
won.
that 07 Cavs team, man,
It was
that's
poop.
sad.
Larry Hughes.
It's so sad.
Larry Hughes.
Larry Hughes was the second best player.
Drew Gooden. Well, Zydrunas Ilgauskas maybe.
Big Z.
Well, the fact that we're having this conversation.
Big Z.
No, it was Big Z. Big Z was definitely the second best player. That speaks to how bad that was.
Yeah.
Man, y'all know how I feel about parody and
Oh no, but
not
we're
crazy
coming
about
up on
super
some
teams.
parody.
We're
Maybe.
coming up on it. It just
I don't
feels like
know.
it's gonna
I think
take-
it's gonna be everybody's gonna rebuild or stack up again.
Maybe
What's stopping it
money.
from
Yeah,
Porzingis and Yanni teaming up together?
the
or
the CBA. It's changed so much now to where you just make so much more money by staying with the team that drafted you.
Super team, I know you're a fan of
It'll
them,
happen.
but
It'll happen,
super
of
teams
course. But
in the long run would wind up hurting the NBA. In the long run, if this keeps going on, it's always two teams. People are gonna be like, "Well, I don't feel like watching it anymore," because people are already getting that way now, and it's been 3 years. If it
I think
continues,
they still watch.
if it can, you still watch it. If
No,
it
everybody.
continues,
The ratings are soaring.
if it continues, is what I'm saying. It will hurt the NBA in the long run. Not next year. Not in the next 5 years. Even if this.
NBA is based on those Celtics Lakers of the 80s, Celtics Lakers of the 60s. We need rivalries, and so
Okay,
I think
I'm
it's
not saying
good.
we don't need rivalry. It's okay. Never mind. I don't know how to get. What
I
I'm
don't know
saying.
if it's gonna be. Yeah, I don't know.
But there are potential super teams coming up with the Wolves and the 76ers if those players progress, but those are all drafted, built, It'll be a while before we see another bot team, I think.
Another what team?
Bot?
Oh, okay.
What did I say?
I thought
Oh.
no, that's what you said, but I thought BOT.
I thought you were.
I thought we were
using
talking about
some fancy engineering word.
No, bot is actually the
Bot,
the
yeah.
term for Thai currency. So
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking BOT,
Weird.
and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
It's
Oh my
BAHT for
Okay.
the
No.
Thailand currency.
Well,
So, but
So-
no, I wasn't talking about that. I was built, not bought.
yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really excited for the 20s
I'm too.
because
I
it
just
kind of looks like the Warriors are going to win in 2018 and 2019 and probably 2020. So, but it'll be fun, I guess.
I think the ratings
I'm
will
shaking
go
my head
higher
for
Yeah.
people
every
just
year.
listening.
No,
'Cause-
because people will know more about it. Like they're
And-
not gonna watch like the
Like LeBron's still going to keep trying.
yeah.
And maybe there will be a year
Aw.
where we're going to
Like
Aw.
LeBron and Warriors.
That's so cute. LeBron's gonna try.
Like
So
next year,
nice.
LeBron and the Warriors match up again. Ratings will be even higher. Like I think. Yeah. So
like
we all
the average
have different
American
opinions
person doesn't want to
yeah, watch.
have to learn about Giannis.
Who is Ani Takapu?
Yeah, they're not gonna want to learn about this guy, but if they know LeBron and they know KD,
Yeah.
they'll watch.
To the normal American is what.
Okay,
Like
okay,
I'm
if
So
we're
the
talking,
diehards.
okay, here's the thing. If we're talking about the normal American, if every single year it's the Warriors and the Cavs, they will be like, I feel like I've seen this before, because like the normal American consumer, whether it's film or whatever, if they're watching
Like,
a film,
why do Marvel always sell like $1 billion
because it's not the
movies?
same exact movie.
Pirates of the Caribbean have 5 movies.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Boom!
No, you're still wrong.
You're
We're just
wrong.
not arguing.
No,
with
you're
this.
wrong.
He is so triggered.
I'm very triggered.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
this
triggered
is
too.
the most annoyed I've been.
This is
I'm annoyed.
easily the
No,
most.
I'm annoyed more.
I bet you are.
No.
Okay, let's move
No,
on.
you're annoyed more.
So,
Annoyed more.
Annoyed
You
more.
want to talk about like?
Literally anything else.
What do you want to talk about?
Here, you bring up
Please
the,
quit
you
yelling
bring
in
up
my
the next
ear. I'm about to
conversation.
fight
Okay,
Shiloh
I'm
in
gonna
the
sit
middle of
right
this
here.
podcast.
I'm gonna sit right here.
Shiloh, please get up. This is unprofessional. David, you,
Oh my gosh.
next topic, David.
Topics on you.
OTAs started about
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks ago for the NFL. It's so I don't know what I guess it stands for optional team workouts. There's 2 sets of OTAs. I just learned this
No.
because we just
Optional?
had some, and then there's some near in like August that you can go to. These were closed. You couldn't go to
August
these.
training camp starts, right? Like preseason starts
Yeah,
August
I could
3rd.
have sworn those were called OTAs.
I
I
don't
always
know
thought
what's going
OTAs were in July and then like just training camp in August.
That might be what it is. I probably just got confused. But anyway, OTAs, which I guess stands for optional team activities, started 2-3 weeks ago. Doesn't matter.
on. Like 2 weeks ago.
yeah,
I think.
and not LeBron.
Oh no.
Dez said like I don't know if he was just being Dez or if he's being genuine. He said he's more people there than they've ever had, player wise, obviously, and like Ryan Switzer is apparently balling out like hardcore, the 4th round receiver out of North Carolina, extra
We'll see.
sauce, honey mustard, whatever you want to call him.
I like honey mustard.
Malik Collins like tearing everybody up.
That's good news.
Lyle Collins is apparently doing very well at right tackle, which is huge.
Yeah.
And like, excuse me, we're just like it's looking very good. Essentially, Dez is gonna have a full camp for the first time in 2 years because the first year he had contract issues. Last year he was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking like if you're a Cowboys fan, it's gonna
Yeah.
be.
How can Des say this is the best team he's been around in June if he hasn't been around the team?
No, he said there's more people at optional workouts than there's been.
I did hear he said this was the best team he's been
Yeah,
on.
I think he says that every year.
Yeah.
I hope it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's
I mean,
no reason why we
optimistic.
shouldn't be better than last year. Everyone's just getting a year older.
And this draft
Um,
looks like it's gonna be really good.
Like we
Yeah.
overhauled the secondary, which kind of hurt at first, but those guys weren't playmakers.
Yeah,
so
when you're attached to Brandon Carr and Morris Claiborne, you know your
Yeah.
secondary is not too
I
great.
was a homer.
Oh yeah, I am too.
But
Also, I think that's where we're at with Jeff Heath.
we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, believe me, I hope I'm
He
wrong.
led the team in interceptions. though.
Like
like 2
3 years in a row.
That's not good. But
That's really not good because 2 of those years was with 2.
yeah. So
But anyway, yeah, it's like OTA is starting across the league. Either the regular season, regular season's like 92, 91 days away,
mhm.
somewhere in there. So it's moving, and then I think we've said this on the podcast before. We plan to go to when they're in Frisco team activities to
Mhm.
go to that sometime. Talk about those, but anyway, before I get way ahead of myself by 2 months, what is something like you're hoping to hear from camp? Kind of.
something that I'm so far just excited about hearing. Des Bryant's there, and he's saying this is the best team we've been around. And comparatively, Odell Beckham Jr. has gone to like 1 or 2
Mhm.
OTAs. So just seeing like the contrast of like OBJ just not going and Des going, it's been fun for me as a Cowboys fan.
Are you one of the people, like, where are you with the OBJ thing? Like, are you like, he needs to chill out a little bit, he needs to do this, or just like, you do you?
I mean, I think you should go to the OTAs because he's the leader of the team.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he can still have fun, sure, but be there for the team, and then you can.
He'll do great individually.
Yeah.
Like whether he does anything or not, but team wise, winning a Super Bowl, that's where you kind of have to like actually build chemistry. You know.
I know he doesn't need to be at the OTAs because whether or not he goes, he's still gonna have a great season. But like they have a lot of young wide receivers.
A lot of young receivers.
Like young corner. They have like a lot of youth on that team that he's a leader now.
With the exception of Brandon Marshall, I think he's that I know of, he's the oldest receiver on that team.
Yeah, and so him not being there is, I think, really detrimental.
And I would guess Brandon Marshall's probably not there.
We can expect that.
Yeah,
he's probably not there. But what about you? Anything you're hoping to hear from camp?
Just if everybody participates.
Yeah.
Just don't want any drama, like just
or injuries.
Like
no DUIs.
We literally
no more suspensions.
I feel like I remember that whole like Dez not carrying the shoulder pads situation. Was that training? Was that like
that was
his rookie year?
That was rookie year.
Yeah, that and just I feel like there's been contract issues. Just like let's just be peaceful.
I feel like we've been pretty good the last year.
And like no stress, so that we can stress more in the season.
I think something I've really been. I don't know if I'm just bought in because I'm a Cowboys fan and I'm hopeful and optimistic, but Jalen Smith. You're hearing a lot.
You just want to hear good things from him,
and that's all you've heard from training camp. Is like very, very good things. Like
I just hope he performs.
His foot's firing, and like
people compare him to like Luke Kuechly. Like,
jeez,
he was called a generational linebacker, which like
we already have General Lee.
Yeah,
so
he generational would be a little better than Sean Lee, but
Sean Lee's my favorite player on the Cowboys.
Mine too.
I think he's one of the best players in the NFL, but
maybe not anymore.
I still say yeah, but I'm biased. But if Jalen Smith can be anything that like Sean Lee was in his prime or better, that I could not even imagine that.
David Hellman,
I don't have much of an imagination.
David Hellman, who's a reporter, social media guy for the Cowboys, great follow if you're a Cowboy fan, is like saying like basically just good things. Like he's tearing it up, and Brian Broad is saying the same thing. He's just tearing it up in training camp, and that's what you're doing here, especially for a guy that was hurt like that. And so that's what you want to have coming out of training camp.
Someone who may not have ever like walked again to be now back in like top football shape. That's good news.
Yeah, for
sure. That's
sure.
good news.
And like, you just even if he's half the player, that's a good player.
That's a really good player.
He's supposed to be a top 3 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just hope he performs. I've been hearing this I've been hearing Jalen Smith stuff like the last year. I just hope he performs.
You're gonna be triggered if he doesn't.
I will be, because like all the hype for nothing.
And then that'll be like another second-round pick that.
Gosh, this is the only year our second round in a while. Our second round pick is like, okay, good, fine, he'll be good.
Second round was Chidobe Awuzie, right? Yeah, okay. I'm pumped for Chidobe.
I'm pumped for all of them.
Yeah, this group of like corners and DBs is gonna be a lot of fun for a while, hopefully.
Oh.
Or it could be completely terrible. I don't know. We'll see.
We were trying to BS our way through this NFL kind of thing, but there's something we could talk about is allowing celebrations. They brought that back.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you were in Thailand when that happened.
Oh.
Yeah. Not learning. You can celebrate with your team. You just can't use props, basically. You can do anything, but you just can't use props. Which is
props, like
the goal.
T.O. signed. Yeah. No. Well, T.O. used a Sharpie, signed something, pulled a phone out before, and like.
Can you use the touchdown sticks, whatever they're called?
The pylons?
The pylons.
That's a prop.
That's a prop.
Yeah.
The goalpost.
Goalpost. I don't know.
So you can dance. Okay.
You can. Yeah, you
I'm
can
happy.
dance.
Yeah.
Zeke can't jump in the kettle though.
Yeah.
He'd do that anyway.
Yeah,
he doesn't care.
But which I think
How dare you?
it was stupid that you couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
how dare you raise money for
Rod.
already?
Goodell's had like the weirdest
But whatever.
He's made it the no fun league so much.
Honestly, I think the celebration thing is him trying to save face.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh look, I can be likable, which he can't. Seeing the way he's handled things since he started has been awful. You know, something we're not going to touch a lot on is the domestic violence stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not handled too well, and then the one with Zeke, who being completely unbiased, police reports. I mean, police didn't even investigate. And the NFL's like, we might find something.
And pull it up in the day before the postseason game against the Packers. They're like, we're still looking at this. And it's like,
why? You're wasting money.
yeah, that was over a year ago, and now we're about to play the Packers in the most important game the Cowboys have had in 20 years.
Yeah,
I just hope like there's good celebrations because we've
Oh,
had.
yeah, there will be. I
Well,
bet. I
Chad
think.
Johnson and T.O. are not there, so it's like I hope
I bet
Somebody
OBJ
can-
will have something.
OBJ, Antonio Brown.
who's gonna be
I think
like.
Dez is too old for that now.
He'll do one.
Yeah.
He'll do one.
He'll just throw up the X. That's all you need to do.
That was all out anyway.
Will
Yeah.
there be somebody that like you don't expect?
Cole Beasley.
Absolutely.
Cole Beasley.
Someone on the
I
Bengals.
feel like Cole Beasley has some.
Someone on the Bengals.
Not AJ Green though. Someone really
John
dumb.
Ross.
Is he on the Bengals?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a fast team.
that's a very fast team.
Yeah. Also, overtime was shortened by 5 minutes.
Wait, so it's 10
Yeah.
minutes now?
Yep.
I like that
That's-
rule.
That's fine.
Yeah. 'cause-
No rules. No
Wait,
Cowboys games would have been any different.
was did the old overtime rules have two 15-minute overtime periods?
It's always been one.
It's always been one
Yeah.
15-minute.
But it
one
was
10-minute.
any score ended the game.
Yeah, so like 10-minute.
But now
Was
it's,
it is it still like
yeah,
if the team scores a field goal, they still have another chance? Like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
Okay.
But if like Blake gets the ball first, I don't know. I keep using Blake.
Yeah, touchdown. Yeah.
If he goes and he doesn't score, and then I think after that any score
Yeah.
wins.
yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Like, there might be a little bit more. I mean, it's not even a big deal, but like maybe one or two more ties. But
But you don't like ties. But I mean,
we just had so many ties this year.
I know.
It was so
But
funny.
it kind of like just drags on the game because at some point you're just like, all right, neither one of these teams can score. Let's just get this over with. So
There was that one game this year where like both teams missed 3 straight field goals.
yes,
That was so.
This was
funny.
not the year of the kicker.
Yeah.
No. Unless you had like the Dan Bailey, Justin Tuckers.
It was not. Was there any other like rules? That
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. There's
any
really
like weird? Just like what?
that one's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't necessary, but it doesn't hurt too much.
Yeah.
Really-
Just 5 minutes.
Yeah, there's not
Yeah.
a whole lot going on in the NFL right now, but you know,
or in a lot of sports in general.
sports in
Like,
general.
After the NBA finals.
our podcast
We're
is about to
done.
get really challenging. Like
Summer league, in-depth summer
baseball.
leagues.
we're gonna have to start talking about like a bunch of random
Baseball.
things, like how Suicide Squad 2 is a thing.
Oh,
Is it?
Yeah, it was announced sometime this week that Suicide Squad 2 is gonna be.
that's disgusting.
I mean,
the
I
first
saw
movie was
some-
terrible.
I saw something where like they only made that move Suicide Squad in like 6 weeks or something.
They wrote that in 6 weeks, which
writing as in like complete scratch.
Yeah.
Just like
I mean, they probably had base material from the I don't know about that actually. like,
What?
when it's a comic book movie, so you base
Oh,
it off
yeah.
that. But I don't know if they did with this one because it was just
Um,
so off the wall.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't.
at all. Like,
It was. It wasn't.
Other than
like, it used
characters.
the characters, but
Yeah.
it didn't derive its story from any of the comic books.
And like
Weird.
when you're writing, if you're an independent filmmaker and you write it in 6 weeks, that's fine. I mean, like with the Lumos guys, if they wrote something in
But,
6
you know,
weeks, that'd be normal.
but for,
multi-million
But
this
for a
big
big
multi-million
deal,
dollar
yeah.
like professional writer, you need time. I mean, obviously you can give them a time frame because you're a business, you can do that. But being like, hey, write this in 6 weeks. All right, see ya. That doesn't work. And then like they were also so involved in the movie, and like they had a trailer company make their final edit instead of the director. It's a like Warner Brothers. Like I hate studios a lot. That
This
might be
kind of
my-
reminds me of the like. Do you know about the ET video game?
Yeah.
Where they were like, all right, the ET movie's coming out. We need someone to like make it for Atari, and you have like a month to make this video game. And so like they rushed out this video game, and it was they were like, month, you can make this game. They rushed it out, and then it sold a bunch, but it was so terrible that like the first wave of people that bought it were like, no, this is garbage, returned
It was
it,
that bad.
and then they had buried the rest of the copies.
Yeah, there's
in
a-
a
there's
landfill
What
in
year
New
was this
Mexico.
though? Like was it?
in the 90s.
There were
It's Atari.
Atari's
Wow.
like 80s, like
Oh, yeah.
late 70s,
Yeah, there's rumors
early
that
80s.
They
Bad
buried
in
No,
the
they
90s.
found
Oh,
they
it's
found
legit?
it. It was a real rumor. It was so bad that they just buried the rest of the copies in a landfill
Gosh.
in New Mexico.
Think about it. Bad in the 90s. Like
80s.
90s or 80s. Like 80s games were like kind of bad graphically, yeah. But
No,
like
it was.
There was a
even
lot. There was a
worse.
lot lacking
Yeah, it
gameplay
was-
wise as
yeah,
well.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just like
So you need time to do things.
Yeah.
yeah, you need time to do expensive things.
Yeah.
I mean, like
So did they say when it's coming out?
no, it'd probably be 2019, 2020, because hopefully, if it's any sooner, like they screwed up again. Like I'm a huge fan of the Joker. Like he's my favorite character in any like platform, any media, kind of thing like that. So like obviously I want it to be good,
Yeah.
but
Well, the thing is, like, Joker's not even a huge part of Suicide Squad, like the comics or anything. So.
I mean you can make him a villain for the
Yeah,
Suicide
you
Squad,
could.
which is what they made it look like in the trailers. But then they had weird dancing lady with weird dust friend that throws lasers into the sky.
Yeah, that was a weird villain. That was just a dumb movie.
To me, that movie it was awful.
Yes.
But it had pieces to be okay. Like obviously Will Smith is gonna be Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Margot Robbie did pretty well as
pretty
Harley
well,
Quinn, I guess. I mean, all of it was like had pieces to be a fine movie. Like okay, that's cool, but it was awful.
Yeah.
And you hope Suicide Squad 2 is better. I saw Wonder Woman recently. I don't know if you know this, but DC has a really bad track record right now.
Tremendously
Like,
bad.
Like
They're
Batman
trying to do like the Marvel with like an extended universe, combining it.
Batman vs Superman was
Yeah.
trashed. Suicide Squad was trashed. I think a lot of the Superman movies with Henry Cavill have been like loved and hated kind
There
of.
was only one.
There's two.
Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman.
Man of Steel was kind of loved by some, hated by I feel like most. But Wonder Woman came out and I saw it a few weeks ago or a week ago maybe. It was good. It was like they're moving in the right direction, hopefully. But it's just not. It's not something you don't want money grabs from, which is something we touched on in the Lumos Extra Triggered, which if you haven't seen that you should check it out. Is like you don't want like seeing movies that are just made for money.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's no fun. It's like it's obvious when that's the case too. Like Cars 3, for example. Which
I don't know. The trailer for Cars 3 looks pretty good. I didn't watch Cars 2, but it looked awful. This looks better than Cars 2.
okay, Planes.
All right, Planes was a money grab.
And just that's not what you want.
I didn't even watch Planes,
It's
so it
not
didn't
fun.
grab my money.
Didn't
I
grab my
actually
money.
remember watching Planes with my parents.
Give me your hot takes.
I don't even remember, but I remember something about like putting out fires in California.
Hold up. Going back to sports. This is the thing I'm
California?
doing right now. Do a hot take right now.
Just a hot take.
It's a hot take.
Cavs in 7.
What? Okay. Go.
What?
Hot take. Good hot take. Go.
Lil Wayne was the best rapper in 09.
No.
What are we talking
Sports
about?
related. That's an opinion, not a hot take.
Hot take. I don't know.
Be Skip Bayless right now.
I'm just like I don't
Do you want me to go and then
do
you
a
think
hot
of
take.
one?
Do a hot take.
Cavs in 7.
The NBA will lose revenue if super teams. That's not a hot take either.
Baseball sucks. It's gonna be.
Again, opinions.
Going to baseball games are fun though, but it's so hard to follow baseball. That's why I just can't talk about it because like the Rangers and the Cubs, they were the best two teams in the league last year, and now the Rangers are under 500 and the Cubs are right at 500.
It's like they
and
have
literally
like 5
nothing,
seasons a year.
Very little changed, and like, how do you go from being like a 100-win team to the next year just barely being a 500 team?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
What I don't understand is how people record baseball games and then go back and watch them.
They
Like,
literally play them the next day.
going is fun. Like, don't get me wrong, going
Yeah.
is a blast. But I could not own a season pass to a baseball game or baseball
Season
team.
pass.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awful. Anyway, sorry.
We almost bought season passes for the Dallas Wings.
We almost did. I want to
Whoa,
in the future
that's
still.
crazy.
I still want to in the future. There's seasons
weird
going on
statement.
right now.
They're not doing good.
No, because we
They
lost.
won like one game. And
We
then,
lost
like,
Odyssey Sims and what's the other girl's name?
Skylar Diggins Smith.
Skylar Diggins got married, so she's not going to be as good.
It's the worst move this year.
That's my hot take. That's Skylar Diggins is married, so she's not going to do as good anymore. I'm stealing that.
That's okay.
Your turn.
I don't even know.
I'm just kidding.
We're doing
You don't
this.
have to do
Okay, I'm not doing it.
Rebel.
We saw Salah Meshri and Justin Anderson at a Wings game
We did.
before. So
Was that the only game we went to?
Yeah.
One of them isn't on the
and
team anymore.
we got told to sit down because we were being too loud.
Which I didn't think could ever happen.
At a sporting
sports.
event?
Yeah, like
Right, yeah.
that was a
Yeah,
weird
you
experience.
You should be able to cheer, root as loud and as exuberantly as you want because we paid for seats that we were not sitting in.
Yeah.
So
We were paying. We paid for our
It's like
seats,
the-
and we're sitting in someone else's. But if we want to cheer,
we can cheer.
we can cheer. We had this idea of like,
we were gonna start the Wings fans for life.
yeah,
We were really set.
We
on
had this
being the
idea
Wings fan.
of-
We
that
would have
was
to go to every game.
entirely irrational that we were gonna like become like paid by the team,
Oh,
and then slowly work our way up to being owners, and then turn them into an NBA team, which is not possible.
Those 3 a.m. thoughts.
Yeah,
turn them into the Fort Worth Wings for the NBA.
yeah. Fort Wings.
The Fort Wings.
No, it'd be Fort Worth Wings. You wouldn't need to just take out the worth.
No, let's go Fort Wings.
No, but that'd be a fun idea, and
Fort
you
Wings?
should definitely support all local teams, whether it's MLB, WNBA.
Support your local sports teams.
Support your local sports teams. Go to the WNBA games. They really
They
care.
are fun.
They are fun if you make them fun.
Yeah, if you go and you're like, I'm gonna do this, it won't be fun.
If you want to just sit there and if you're there for the athleticism, you're not gonna have a good time.
If you're there to yell at people to sit down, you might have a little fun.
But if you're there to just
Goof off.
goof off and have fun,
But
you're
also
gonna have fun.
appreciate.
But appreciate what's happening.
Yeah.
Start Glory Johnson chants at Brittany Gardner.
Glory Johnson.
That was fun.
It was
So
fun.
I've been on Twitter recently.
Good.
And I don't know if you're around, but how do y'all feel about the Childish Gambino Redbone memes video?
Yes.
Is that,
What is?
did that die already?
No, it's it's still going. But I'm saying what are y'all's current status with that?
So before I ever saw that on Twitter, I found it on YouTube, and I found the Kermit the Frog one before I had seen them on YouTube, and I was like, this is cool, I guess. I really like that album, so.
The Kermit the Frog one? Or?
No, well, yeah, that too, but just in general, the Awaken My Love by Childish Gambino, I thought that was one of my favorite albums of the year last year.
It's a good album. I mean,
But I guess the memes are all
I
right.
actually love it.
They're
The
fun.
first time I heard it was it was the original one was when you're making out in a bathroom at a house party. And
I didn't hear that one.
That's
glad.
what started all this.
I stayed away from that one.
That's what started all this, and it and actually sounded really good because it was the bass was a little warped, and it was interesting. And then the next day, I was when you're in a fight at a frat party during, I was oh no, this is gonna turn into something. And then there's so many remixes out there.
Yeah, they're fine.
It's-
I mean, there's
Yeah,
definitely
I
been
love
worse. There's definitely been worse
Is it
memes.
called a meme? Is it a meme?
It's a meme.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
a video version of a meme, so it's a
Yeah.
meme. I don't.
No, we're just gonna call it. Don't get complicated. Don't hurt yourself.
Don't hurt
So
yourself.
and
Don't hurt yourself, kid.
also Childish Gambino dropped his name, Childish Gambino, to be Donald Glover. How do y'all?
Wait, is that on Spotify? And did that happen?
Well, for the next upcoming stuff, he's referring to himself
Yeah.
as Donald Glover now.
I
It's
thought,
probably because he
yeah,
entirely changed genres.
yeah.
And he's-
I wouldn't mind if he goes back to the old Childish
I
style.
don't think it matters either
And
way.
he says his next album will be his last album.
What?
Just like Logic.
Yeah. So, yeah.
If they come out the same year, I'm gonna be a
What,
sad
what else
boy.
happened while I was in Thailand?
this was last week.
Go ahead,
But yeah.
kill me. Go ahead, break my
But yeah,
heart.
But yeah, it's maybe he's trying to be more professional. That's what I was thinking.
I mean,
Because he's about to enter stardom mode, especially with I feel like
he's
Star
gonna be in
Wars.
Star Wars.
I feel like he's
I
gonna
keep
be,
forgetting about that. It
Yeah,
makes me happy.
people are gonna be like, "Who's Childish Gambino and Donald Glover?" It just confuse everybody. For the normal 50-year-old
because he's getting
American.
more. He's getting back into acting.
Yeah. So
I mean, he
Didn't
he's
affect
cool.
me
He
either
does
way.
a lot of stuff, so
He has too much talent. It's not fair.
too much talent.
He's a writer,
He's-
actor,
he's what
Singer,
we all
rapper.
songwriter,
He's all what
rapper.
we hope for.
comedian,
very funny comedian.
very funny guy.
Actor, producer, writer.
How did y'all like
creator.
The Awaken My Love?
I liked it.
I know you liked it.
I
I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I don't know why people were so upset about it. They're like, "Oh, this isn't Gambino." But if you listen to Because of
Kawhi?
the Internet, or was it which one
It-
was before Kawhi?
Kawhi, because the internet was still in the same bonfire style.
Yeah, it was it was very clear something was changing in this
Yeah.
music style. Like
Yeah, people were
very.
expecting rap type of.
Or, I
music.
don't know if they were expecting Bonfire or
I think they
Because of the Internet, but
yeah.
change was evident in his music, and it was good still. I mean,
It's that type of music to play when you're in your 30s and you have a kid around in the background. Perfect.
I'm 19 with no kid.
I play it. With
We've had this argument so many times.
every time he says it. He says
But-
it like we're gonna be like, "Yeah, you're right."
No,
I don't know what
you
I mean.
can still jam it even if you don't have a baby.
Okay, yeah. So you
And
can jam
you
to it if you're 19 without a kid, but you
It's-
can also
it's-
jam to it if
Yeah,
you're 30
it's
with a
very
kid. Alright.
diverse and 60-year-olds can jam to it. So yeah, it's
You saying
whatever.
6-year-olds can't listen to Drake?
I can't. It's kind of hard to.
Will
You're
you?
60. Yeah. I grew up with it. But yeah, it's just I don't know. So what else happened?
What albums came out? Oh, you talked about how I don't remember which one it was. You talked about how you were like loving Harry Styles' album.
Yeah.
And I was kind of
I
backloaded.
told you it was gonna be like John Lennon-ish.
Yeah, I was
and you were
kinda-
like, wait, what?
I was kind of backloaded on albums, and so I didn't really get to listen to it until about a week ago. And Shiloh had texted me a day or two before that and was like, I don't know why, but Harry Styles reminds me of John Lennon, and I was just kind of like,
You were
okay,
questioning.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's-
wasn't like against it because that's
That's
bold.
that's a very bold thing to say.
But and then I was like,
I would love to do
I
it.
didn't like
I haven't
shoot
listened.
it down immediately or anything. But I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then the next day or two, I listened to it,
Yeah.
and like, it's it's crazy. It's like John Lennon, Rolling Stones,
Mm-hmm.
super inspired. Like they say he's like a truly like old soul kind of guy.
Yeah.
It's an incredible album. I don't know if you've listened to it. It's just called Harry
I
Styles.
was I've been catching up on music since I've been back in from Thailand, so
It's going to be my
I'm backlogged.
first or second album of the
Oh,
year.
geez.
It's
Wow.
fantastic.
Kinda-
And I also listened to Bryson Tiller's album that came out when we were taking a break.
Yeah.
It didn't catch my... Didn't get me.
Well, it was supposed to come out June 23rd, and I'm just looking at Twitter, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna drop it now." I'm like, "I want to listen to Yachty's," and so because Lil Yachty's album came out also on that night.
I listened to
So-
like half of the first song.
I mean, it's whatever.
couldn't make
Yachty's just Yachty. It's just it'll come around.
I hate that that's a thing.
But
I hate it.
I'll eventually. I'll go one by one. So yeah, Tiller. Yeah, I like Tiller is like I don't know, a Drakey of the 20s, or like very stretch. But yeah, he has that whole singing vibe, but also can just go straight up rap. So that's what I love. So yeah, I love it.
See, like,
That's how it is.
I don't mean this in like a mean way, because it always sounds mean when I say it about Drake, but like all his stuff sounds really similar to me, I think is why I didn't
Yeah.
like it too much. Like the sounds are like they're different but the same. Like
Yeah.
you can hear like there's obviously they're not all like hard beat and he raps like you said. There's stuff where he can rap and sing, but it all sounds really same to me. It's not bad by any means. It's a good album if that's your style. Listen to it, you'll probably enjoy it. It didn't get my attention that much.
I feel. So
So-
yeah, it was very shocking. My thoroughly.
Something like you were saying, Harry Styles is one of your top albums of this year. Last year, was it last year? John Bellion,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's still gonna be on tour. Part 3 of John Bellion.
Almost a full year later, touring for the same. It's an album
That's
tour.
crazy.
Part 3, and like I'm conflicted because John Bellion's my favorite artist,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm conflicted. I'm like,
And like,
absolutely, I'm going to his concert again.
Yeah.
It'll be my third time, but at the same time, I'm like, but new stuff would be cool. But you take your time. It's kind of like
You sit there and
Yeah,
make
you- like,
music.
21 Pilots have been on tour for like 2
2
years
years.
now.
Yeah.
It's just like it's almost sad because, like you still get to see them like 2 or 3 times while on tour, but no new music for like
Yeah.
2 or 3 years.
it's like
At least the tour is going to be in different venues, though. Bigger venues.
yeah, like
That's
we're
at
going
least-
to he's moving up from House of Blues to Southside,
Yeah.
which I think is a little bit bigger. I'm not sure. I've never been to Southside, but it's definitely John Bellion concerts are.
so. It's kind of one of those things
Very
of
fun.
like you got a way of how much do you like appreciate the artist enough to just be like, you make your music when you make your music.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely those artists where you're like, just give me new stuff. Like, come on, just.
What's
He
weird about
made
what's
a
weird about
song,
John Bellion
like-
is because like this Human Condition was his first like
Technically, it was
like,
his first album.
album. So for him to like take this long on his first tour is a little different. But I mean, he has other stuff, of course, but they're harder to find. It's not like on Spotify. But no, he hasn't released a single.
He hasn't released a single
He hasn't released
music
his own.
since Human
He hasn't released
Condition.
his own stuff. He's been featured a lot. On
Yeah.
a lot of stuff, but his own stuff, no.
Huh.
Oh, there was an
There's a
all time
remix.
There's all time low
Yeah.
remix, which didn't sound that different.
It sounded no different. They
Yeah.
just put a verse from some British rapper in there. And that
It wasn't great.
It wasn't good.
No, but
Yeah.
Bellion's been in other stuff that's been good.
Yeah.
So
Bellion.
He's still
Have
in
fun.
the. If he comes out and is like, my next album is my last, I will cry because
His
Logic-
next, his second.
Logic, Gambino, Logic twice for some reason, Billion, all in the same year. That would suck.
Yeah.
That would really suck. And then Drake, some other reason. Everyone quits music.
just everyone.
Everybody quits. Yep.
So like, if
low,
I had,
low expectations put them out of business.
if I
Yep.
if you had to name, this might be a hard question, 2, 3, maybe 4 of your favorite albums right now from this year. What do you think you could
From this year?
from this year? Because we talked about how 2016 was fantastic,
I have 3, just like boom.
but how we didn't think 2017 would live up, but it just might.
I don't know.
Khalid, however you say the name.
Khalid.
Khalid.
Yeah, that's up there definitely.
I keep forgetting that was this year.
I think
Yeah, it was a while. January.
I don't think 2017 is gonna live up to 2016 because I feel like 2016 it was literally every week somebody was coming out with an album.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? I mean May. Who's come out in May? Logic, of course. And
This year?
yeah, this year May.
Russ.
Logic and Russ, and then. But in like 2016, it was like 2 or 3 big names, but it might. We'll see. We still have
and
like,
what I meant, I didn't mean like it's living up to it, but we thought it was gonna be like a huge step down.
Oh, and I think more is just that we know more people, we know more artists.
We've expanded our.
I mean, of course, like my 4 to 5 albums are like Kendrick, Drake, Big Sean, Khalid, and can't think of any others. I just like pop
in
out.
that order or just in any order?
Oh,
You don't have to put them
not in that order.
Okay.
But just
Yeah.
boom.
For me, just like Khalid, Alex G, Indie Rock. His album was really good. Branson, shout out to Branson for showing me them. Then just a few country albums, Aaron Watson, Chris Stapleton, but I'm very diverse. So
Yeah, mine are like
Luke Bryan,
no.
Jason Aldean.
No.
Yeah.
mine are
Stop.
Russ. There's
Go
really
home.
a wolf.
Go home.
Yeah.
And like that wasn't an album when I first heard it. I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. But it's that like I find myself listening to it all the time. So it's one of those albums where like
Yeah.
you just keep listening to it and you're like, oh, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then Harry Styles and then American Teen, Khalid.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a really solid year so far for,
Yeah.
for music.
There's definitely even more than that I named.
Yeah, I mean-
like I don't have like a list with me.
Yeah.
But, like
Off the
yeah,
top of your head, Lord.
there's definitely been like
Logic's
there hasn't
album,
been like a dull
Everybody.
season.
I forgot about that. It wasn't great by any means, but it's still a good album.
Yeah, it had a few songs. Like he released a ton of singles for that though before it came out.
I think he released 3 and it was a 12-song album.
I felt like it was more than, but yeah, there was. I felt like I'd listened to it already by the time I got to it.
Yeah.
Russ's album is like we're talking about Russ. Like his album is good and all, but like I just can't get over the fact that like half these songs were made like 2015.
On the album, all the album ones are new.
There's Really a Wolf.
Yeah.
No, there's literally there's like.
I mean, except for Pull the Trigger.
No, Do It Myself was
Trigger.
made 2015. What They Want was made in 2015, 2016. But yeah, like I don't know, like it's most of them have come out. Yeah, I don't know. That's just a nitpicky thing for me.
That's very nitpicky.
It is.
If Drake did that, you'd be like, "This is." I love how he put this
hasn't.
2015
He
song on
hasn't
there.
done it. He hasn't done it.
If he did, you would love it.
I wouldn't.
You would.
Nope.
I don't know. Shiloh did diss Drake for the first time ever
What do you mean?
with the Drake's feature.
Oh yeah, that's the worst thing.
And I
possible.
supported LeBron for most of this
And
podcast.
it's not even like the Drake part is like whatever, but just the production of it, like it's a 3-minute song, and it's 50 seconds of Drake, 2 minutes of instrumental. I don't want to hear instrumentals. If I want to hear instrumentals, I go on SoundCloud. Yeah, it's like
Get it all out.
use Drake more.
Come on.
Not like 50 seconds.
That's why you're mad.
Kinda. But
So
the
he wasn't
verses
even
were
mad
weak
at Drake.
too.
Never
And the
mind.
verses were weak too.
Never
So it's like, what do you want me to say? He sucks. Drake
There
sucks.
we go.
That's just how it is.
I'm
I'm
just
sorry.
kidding.
That's just how it is. And also, I don't know if you watch, but Jimmy Fallon, he's growing a beard now.
What?
I don't like it. It's just like a beard. And it's not like Jimmy Kimmel's yet, but like
Man, you got your things like you're against, and it's good because you like stand for them. You're like really against, but they're the weirdest things.
But it's like Jimmy Fallon pulls off the young, hip, like I'm only 20 years old type of like
And he
figure.
like 40.
Yeah, he is. But like, yeah, it's like, and it's just like no, stay young, man. Like you can do that when you're 50 or 60. But yeah, also it's Kanye's birthday today. Happy birthday,
Kanye. Thank you
40th.
for
40th.
thank
So
you
that's
for
not like reminding
thank you
me.
for College Dropout.
Best Kanye album. Go.
College Dropout. No, graduate. Oh no, don't do this to me. Graduation.
Graduation. College Dropout.
Yes.
Confession.
Yeah, we
I've
agreed.
never listened to a full Kanye album.
Oh, Okay.
The smile from my
you
face
can-
just drops for people that are just
I understand.
listening.
No, I understand. Like it's okay.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Shiloh.
You're welcome.
It's just, oh, man, I'm not like mad about it. It's just,
I mean, you looked kind of mad. For
oh
a
no,
second.
it was shocked. It was genuine shock. But like, yeah, I mean, you should give old Kanye a shot.
I mean,
We'll see.
You missed the old Kanye.
I missed the old Kanye.
and like I
He's
like
stuck on his
I
goals.
like Kanye's last 2 albums, Jesus and The Life of Pablo. I just hope people like. I don't know. I feel like that's getting a bad rap from.
Well, he's kind of
people.
crazy.
Yeah, but who isn't crazy? You know, like
I'd like
he's
to think
just
I'm not
very
crazy.
passionate about music that he's just borderline like. Yeah,
I think the reason people think he's crazy is because he doesn't have social awareness.
yeah,
Like when he went on that rant and quit his show in the middle of Sacramento,
Yeah.
and for a fairly good reason. He had this hovering stage and like it was in basically the middle of the crowd and he like was like, I can't do this anymore, I'm stopping, and then he like walked to the other end as it was floating back to the stage and just stood there for what I assume was like 10 minutes while people were booing him and he's just sitting there, just standing
that's
there.
really
Does not-
funny.
I just think that's probably why people think he just has no social awareness,
Yeah.
or he just doesn't care anymore. But yeah,
Yeah, he is.
happy birthday, freaking Kanye. Good day.
Somebody else's birthday today. I forgot.
Someone, yeah.
On Twitter.
It was Javi's birthday. My roommate Javi.
Shout
A few
out
days
Javi.
ago. So shout out Javi. He's no longer a teen.
Scared me for a second there. I think he's no longer with us. I was like, what
No,
happened?
No longer a teen.
I saw him 2
He's
days
20
ago.
No
now.
longer. Oh.
Yeah.
He beat teen pregnancy.
He beat teen pregnancy. Good job, Javi.
Wow, that's impressive.
We're getting there.
Hopefully.
Hmm.
That's the plan.
A lot could happen in a month or two. Birthday.
So I saw. Wait, what?
Go ahead.
I saw birthdays. Yeah. All right. So I saw the Washington Post post their like 40 like top 40 players in NBA history, and I saw that was something that was very like, what? Wait, that could be. Yeah, why not? Tim Duncan at number 3. And
Whoa.
in NBA history. Think about it though.
No.
At first, yeah, same reaction. I was like, no.
I've thought about this a lot.
I don't know. You can make a really good argument that he
Right.
could be number 3. It was on the thing. It
No.
was like MJ, LeBron, and then Tim Duncan, and then
You know, like the NBA, there was like NBA in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, right? So,
no.
like, there's a lot of he's not number 3.
They put Kareem. They really did not do. They respected. They put Kareem at 11.
It's pretty low for
Yeah.
leading scorer of all time.
Didn't
6
he, like-
MVPs.
Didn't he like?
5 champions.
When he really good at,
6
like-
championships.
I don't know how to word it.
Yeah,
Wasn't
they
he really good at getting the basketball and putting it into the.
Yeah, no, he was kind of. What do you call that?
Was he really got
I
scoring?
think that's a block.
A bas-
Scoring. Yeah.
Scoring.
That's
okay,
right.
scoring.
And he's like 3rd all time in rebounds.
Oh, that's
and,
good.
He's pretty good at that basketball.
That's
thing.
good.
yeah, there's 10 players better than him.
Yeah. I think the most questionable one for me was Kevin Garnett at number 8.
Kevin Garnett at number 8.
Yes, number 8.
Kevin Garnett's like barely a top 5. Oh, I saw that. No, this made me.
He
This
They're
is
10.
the Washington Post
This made
too.
me so. I thought this was like just a random. This is
No,
terrible.
this is the Washington Post.
Read him out for.
All right, number 1, Michael Jordan. That's okay. That's
yeah,
good.
that's okay.
2, LeBron James.
That's okay.
Fine. Tim Duncan, number 3. Questionable. I'd prefer him lower to like 10 to 15. Fine.
That is significantly lower.
Wait, Tim Duncan?
I thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
like 7, 8,
I don't know.
10 to 15.
He's top 10.
Hakeem's bet. All right, so whatever.
All right.
All right, Magic Johnson, number 4. Larry Bird, number 5. They gave him. They have some weird like pictures
Yeah.
for him too. It's
Larry
pretty.
Bird at 5 is interesting. I've never. I don't know. No.
Yeah, I mean the fact that they don't have a center in here until number
Hakeem
6, and it's
at
Hakeem
6?
Olajuwon.
Nah.
I'm a big proponent for Hakeem though. He's one of the
Yeah.
most.
But
I put Hakeem
over
over Tim.
Kareem?
No,
Yeah.
7 Shaq. That's crazy.
I can see that.
Well, it's only crazy because like I would not have Shaq as the second best center.
What
of
would
all
you
time.
put him at? Like top 10ish.
Yeah, top
Yeah.
10. Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm going at.
Who?
Kevin Garnett at
Shaq.
number 8.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Kevin Garnett's
Yeah,
a
Kevin
top.
Garnett.
He's not even a top 20
Yeah.
all-time player for me.
I was like, what?
9 Kobe Bryant. That's a little high also.
It-
For me,
It's there. 9 through 12.
closer to 15 maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. 10 Dirk. I love that.
Yeah,
I'm all
I
for it.
respected it.
I'm all for it.
I saw Dirk at 10. I was like, this is good.
And he put him over Kareem,
Y'all
who tried. Wait,
Y'all aren't giving Kobe any love.
are you sure this is the?
He was the best player on 2 of his championships.
Hold on. All right, this is
Yeah.
the post ABA
You can't
NBA
take away
merger.
from a player for being
Hold on,
on
time
a
out.
good team.
Time out.
I don't know.
This is
Sorry.
the post ABA NBA merger
Yeah.
rankings. So they took
Oh,
they took away half of Kareem's career.
Is that weren't you talking about?
Yeah,
that
I was
earlier?
talking about this earlier.
Oh,
Still, it's a little jank, but we're gonna keep
And it
reading.
wasn't on the podcast, so.
that's
Yeah.
so stupid though. Like,
Yeah, Kevin
Just
Garnett's
include
not that.
Kareem.
Kevin Garnett's not that high.
I saw Dwight Howard got like 23.
Where's Patrick Ewing? Because I think Patrick Ewing is so overrated.
I don't think
he's pretty
really
low.
Had
He
Patrick
got
Ewing.
dunked on a lot.
Steph is already at 23, I think. Which is okay.
Yeah.
Why does
Steph,
Jason Kidd look like he's 80 years old in that picture?
they have Chris Paul at 22 and Steph at 23.
I put Steph over.
Steph's
CP.
over him, yeah.
Yeah.
Gervin's.
Steph in the 30s
All
already?
right, so now this is
Or 20s?
this is where I'm getting kind of so it's the post ABA NBA merger,
Yeah.
and they have. Well, I don't know. It's hard to because Dr. J and George Gervin, were both. This is the list for like post ABA NBA merger, which is a dumb list to make in general.
Yeah, just like
But
why not just do all
It's
of it?
pretty questionable with like Kevin Garnett at number 8, the 8th best post ABA NBA merger player.
Yeah, that was.
That's dumb. And then it's just hard to rank players like Dr. J, Kareem, Gervin because half their careers were before the merger. So it just led to some like really like dumb rankings.
Allen Iverson, 26.
Like Isaiah Thomas is higher than 30.
Russell Westbrook's 30 already.
Yeah, I don't even.
I think KD was 14
So-
on this. Do you agree with that?
Like talent wise, KD's one of the best players the NBA's
Yeah.
ever seen. But like accolades, he's starting to pile them
Yeah, he's
up.
gonna.
If we go just
just-
off talent, is Antetokounmpo one of the best players the NBA's ever seen?
Yeah.
Just talent-wise?
So far, yeah.
That's weird.
But yeah, this is just kind of a dumb. I'm gonna call out the Washington Post. You've triggered me. Why would you even make this list? Because I guess it was the 40-year anniversary, but that's just still stupid. Because you had to throw away Wilt, Bill Russell, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor,
Oh yeah.
like some of the best. Oscar Robertson, who always gets left off. Like
Gets left off everything.
I just left him off for a second, but yeah, no, this
Just left off every life.
you don't need this list, Washington Post.
You don't need this.
You don't need this. Take it home. Go home with this.
Well, Dirk at 10.
I love
That's
that.
like they only like.
That's
good
the
one.
redeeming factor.
Yeah, redeem.
And Jordan at 1 and LeBron at 2. That's fine.
Yeah.
But Magic's definitely ahead of Duncan, I would say. I could see Duncan having an argument for top 5 post merger, though.
Top 5 posts, just.
Post ABA NBA merger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Top 5 post player.
Post. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
he better be.
Once you throw in like Wilt and Russell, yeah, Duncan's top 10.
So,
What?
what's triggered you guys?
What's triggered me?
Mine was on the podcast.
Oh yeah, we triggered David.
Good. That's what
Uh,
it's
Oh
all
my
about.
anything else recently?
That's all I
Got
can
you
think
down.
about now.
That's all you can think about.
Triggered wise, I'm not like bitter about. I'm like, yeah, but that's triggered wise. That's all I can think about.
I'm kind of slightly triggered about like I think the whole KD Warriors
No,
thing is
we
coming
could tell.
back.
We,
Huh?
we could tell by the finals or by your tweets about the finals.
Oh yeah. No, it's like it's coming back again. Like people are saying.
Did it leave?
Yeah, like everybody was like, oh, at the beginning, and then people were like saying LeBron started all this.
I thought
like
you meant
super team.
Oh.
I mean, the Celtics had a super team. I don't know, but
Yeah.
all I'm saying is that like this whole KD to the Warriors, LeBron to the Heat, completely different. So I don't know. I just hope that just dies because it's like I don't know.
I think. Yeah, I was like the first time we did this. I think my triggered was KD going to the Warriors, and like I finally realized what that meant. Like, holy crap, the Warriors have 2 MVPs on their team. But I'm kind of starting to like it. Not like it, but as an NBA historian, you know, like
Self-appointed.
It's fun. It's fun for like now, I suppose. You know, as long as we have LeBron fighting them.
See, I think it's the opposite. I'm not getting on this again.
All right, so I just triggered him again.
We are just very opposite in our opinions, which is good.
Yeah.
This is why this podcast is a beautiful human being.
Let's say it right. Y'all are opposite in my opinions.
Sometimes
no.
me and Shiloh differ.
90% of the time.
it's like
It's
80%.
90% of the time. It's you two.
So it's me versus it's you and I. Versus
I wouldn't say
each other.
versus because it's not like we're like fighting each other.
I mean, might as
But
well.
we're definitely like
Do y'all guys ever fight?
never.
Like versus.
Not
I
really.
mean,
gotta disagree on stuff.
theoretically, we
Blake
would
and
disagree
David.
because if I agree with you, then we would disagree also.
I'm not gonna lie. Part of me thinks like you two disagree because you know it like
No,
annoys me.
Not that mean.
Part of me does thinks that,
Um,
but
Go
Oh.
home. Go home, David.
So it's usually David versus Shiloh. Blake hops on Shiloh, but then David versus Blake. Does that ever happen? I don't know.
Sometimes, but
right off the bat, not usually.
not off the bat, no.
It's a rivalry, I guess.
I guess the other thing that would trigger me is just like how boring the month of June and July can get as a sports fan.
Yeah,
It's like a sad triggered. It's like
like the tennis stuff becomes like big deals.
yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah.
yeah, like isn't the Wimbledon like Wimbledon's the big thing.
I don't
That
know.
had something to do with Harry Potter.
Sort of. It's in England, so yeah, I just give up hope in July. I'm just like
Yeah, during the
just-
summer, our podcast might feature a
I mean-
lot more pop culture stuff than
Pop-
sports.
But we'll have the summer league to talk about. We'll have free agency.
That pause. We'll have
we'll have yeah. So okay, yeah, we will have
summer league, free
good
agency.
sports.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a little dry, but I love those. I love free agency and summer league, which is the only two things I can talk about right now, or list. So it'll be hard.
July. What else happens in July?
my birthday.
Your birthday happens in July.
Baseball.
My birthday in baseball. A book
David's
by David
birthday,
Collins.
Baseball, free agency, OTAs.
Yeah.
Ish, yeah.
Maybe, kind of, sometimes.
What else happens in July? 4th of July.
4th of July.
That's the fifth thing we got to.
4th of July.
Sometimes like
The
Summer
Wimbledon.
League.
Wimbledon.
Did you mention
Summer
Summer
League,
League?
Wimbledon. Yeah.
there's occasionally like World Cup stuff, FIBA, like,
oh yeah.
I don't know.
That's the only.
Are either of
hype
those
summer.
this year?
That's next summer though.
Yeah, no, there's
World Cup
I don't
summer,
think there's no Olympics, there's no World Cups, there's no basketball turn. Oh, the Big Three. When does that start?
Stop it.
I don't know.
Is that the Ice Cube thing? Right?
Yeah, that's the Ice Cube thing.
Has that been
There's
getting
also-
like, good reviews?
There's also going to be the basketball league, which is a team of like former alums. So it'll be like Ohio State alums, other schools. And so like for Ohio State, they have Greg Oden and some other
Oh
players.
no.
Yeah, no, he's probably gonna like tear in a.
Yeah.
I don't recommend him playing, but that's gonna happen. It'll be fun, maybe.
Greg
We'll get
Oden.
through summers. We'll get through summers.
Greg
Yeah.
Oden. We're talking about Greg Oden,
Yeah,
and then
Greg Oden's one of our hopes for the summer. So
what's crazy is that we're talking about Greg Oden being like in the 3 thing, whatever. you're
this
talking
will be
about.
the 10-year anniversary of the draft.
Yeah, and so we're talking about Greg Oden, and then like, meanwhile, Kevin Durant's about to be on a dynasty, basically.
I'm sorry,
So,
Portland.
It's like, do y'all remember the 07 draft? at
Yeah.
all? I
Greg-
remember. I'm not a big guy fan, of course, so I did not like Greg Oden. I was like, KD. He went to UT, so that
No.
automatically makes him better.
KD was like the easy choice,
Yeah.
but they had. I guess they already thought they had their wing player with Brandon Roy.
Yeah.
And so
They're
It-
cursed.
Just saying that.
that was.
Cursed.
Brandon Roy had made 2 All-Star games and then died, and then Greg Oden died immediately, and then LaMarcus Aldridge came along.
And
He's
then-
dead now.
And
and
now
then-
he's fat.
Manuel, my friends are dead.
And then they lost all their starters this year, except Dame.
Portland's like one of the most cursed franchises in like sports history.
Yep.
Like, do they have? Oh, just the Trailblazers.
Yeah,
They
Trailblazers.
don't have anything else. Do they have anything else?
No,
Is there anything in Oregon? No.
there's
That's sad.
like Oregon State University and Oregon.
They were good for a while.
Yeah.
Both of them. Well, anyway, yeah.
Well,
I think, yeah, that's a triggered highlight for me. We're friends. I promise people.
Yeah, mostly.
all right. Well, I think that about wraps it up.
Right.
Shiloh Bellinghausen.
I'm David Collins.
Blake Chancellor.
And
Blake
this has
Chancellor.
been the Triggered Podcast.
Thank you for listening or watching.
Share all of our stuff. Like
Share
it.
it.
Comment. Do
Like it.
do what you want,
If
y'all.
you have questions, send them to us. We'll
Do
Yeah,
answer them.
you
if,
want.
if you got triggered at any point,
Oh yeah.
talk about it.
If you were on my
listen.
side on most of that thing, which you should be,
This is
let me know.
this is an open discussion.
If you
so I know I'm not
comment.
alone.
If you have any talent, hit us up.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Just in general,
whether it's
music talent,
ping pong.
art talent. If you can do anything,
If you have
text or
a
call us.
skill,
If you
Comment
have 8
on
skills,
anything.
you have to have 8
Yeah.
skills.
If you can make the best bed ever, then show us. So yeah.
Excuse me?
It's like making the bed.
Anyway, yeah.
Whatever. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
If you would have waved, we all would have been waving. I don't even remember what I was mad at anymore.